I'd never wanted to get married. And then suddenly at a point in my life, I was in my 30s, and I just thought, you know what? I think I do want to find someone to share my life with. And I particularly felt the calling to have a child. And anyway, so what happened was I was living in Sydney. I went to Paris for a week, liked it, decided to stay. I'm a freelance writer. I was a freelance writer at the time. I was just starting to delve into astrology then, or I'd been studying it as a hobby, but I hadn't done it for work, I don't think. And so I just was able to sublet my apartment in Sydney, and I stayed in Paris. And yeah, no, it was the most incredible mystical time I've ever had in my life. I basically knew one or two people when I got there, and didn't even know them very well. And I suppose in a way it gave me a sort of a little, what you could call like a sacred Parisian container to really do a lot of spiritual work. So I did a lot of meditation then. That's, I think, around about the time when I first went to the ashram in India I've been going to for about 20 years. And yes, eventually I met the man who would become my husband. And we, I think in a way, we got together because I really had decided I wanted to have a child.
Mm-hmm.
And so I met Olivier, and we got married very fast, and we ended up getting pregnant about 6 months after I met him. So my
Mm-hmm.
life just completely changed. I went from being this sort of crazy single girl, just with a backpack, to
Mm-hmm.
suddenly I was living in Paris, to doing all this sort of magical work and sending out the call to meet someone who could come into my life. I remember one night going up to the Eiffel Tower actually and making my new moon wishes under the tower. It was a bit different back then. This was about 20 years ago, and now they've got all the hoardings around there because of all the problems that the world has had in the years since. But it used to be you could just walk off the street right up under the Eiffel Tower. And I walked in there on the night of the new moon, probably at the moment of the new moon, knowing me, and just made my wishes under the Eiffel Tower and sent them up. Because I figured that the shape of the tower and the spire and the fact that it was, such an amazing monument would sort of send my wishes up into the universe, and they did. And so that happened, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.